Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It is match preview time. Leeds United versus Aston Villa tomorrow. And the stakes have just gotten bigger, people. The stakes have gotten bigger. Leeds United find themselves in a position what we haven't been in all season long. If you don't believe me, ask the manager. But we're there now. But look, before I get into it, as always, housekeeping, like the video, please. Helps out the channel immensely. And yeah, it's free to do. Big up to Jason Redshaw and Mr. P for the super thanks on the last video. Much appreciated, guys. And of course, big up to every single member. I say it all the time, but I genuinely mean it. If it's not for you guys, I don't do this. So thank you for the support. And yeah, and let's keep it coming. Well, here we go. Yeah, Tony here saying time to stand up and be counted. No time for prisoners. Yeah, absolutely not. Tom, now we've dropped in. I can't see us clawing back out unless we have a massive January with a new manager. Well, we'll speak about all of that. Okay. The results today, I mean, they couldn't have got much worse, really. I mean, if Burnley had won, maybe. If West Ham had continued to win, maybe. But yeah, it's bad today. It's bad. Trev saying here, hi, Cage, I'm already resigned. I hear you, man. Sean saying, what's good, man? I believe Drake said scary hours. It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. And look, bring bring the group heat map for motivation. Yeah, Hyru here. What's up going on, Hyru? Gotta love how Farker said we haven't been in relegation zone, and a day later we're in the relegation zone. Sat the clown already. I've had it. In all fairness, Hyru, and I'll give just a little bit of bail for Daniel Farker. He did say over the last 11 games. So, you know, match week 12 now. So it's a bit different. But yes, we have fallen there, and I'll bring up the table and results in just a moment. Oh, and by the way, just quickly, people, because a couple of comments keep on trying to sneak through. I've said it before, but I'll just a reminder, guys. I love when you give me praise. Obviously, I do love that. You can be critical too, but what I don't enjoy is when you're criticizing other people on my page. I've said it before. If you're complimenting me, but then trying to tear down somebody else, you cancelled it out because I'm going to delete it. You know, I don't need that. So just please, whatever's going on in other spaces of the Leeds United content creation, keep it away from me. Like I say, I'm in my own little bubble here. I enjoy it in my own little place with you guys. I said in a recent video that I feel disconnected from the team. The most connection I've got right now with the football team is my community, and I want to keep it that way. So please, big me up all you want, but you don't need to bring other people down in order to do so. So please just bear that in mind for the future. Tim, poll is POLL. Let's go with that, please. And what's going on, Mr. P? Yeah, and for some reason, your names are showing up with your @, so I'm not sure why that is at the moment with StreamYard, but it's StreamYard, and that's what happens. Good to catch you live, man. It's been a while. It has been, but usually during the international breaks, people don't really turn up for the lives. Like, unless something had broken, if we had a new manager, then people would tune in. But generally, in the international breaks, people don't really tune in. So I just upload during that period. But yeah, we go live. We go live with this. Let's have a look. So, okay, let's get into it. The results today so far as well. I mean, Burnley losing to Chelsea, and I mean, Chelsea were banging on the door all game. I was watching that one. It should have been more, but Burnley, they do well defensively. You know, Scott Parker's got them well organized. They come out with a 2-0 loss, but either way, they get no points. But the result next to them, Forest beating Liverpool away. I know Liverpool have been indifferent, but who would have seen that coming? If anyone's put on 3-0 to Forest and you've won money, you're probably a millionaire right now. So salute to you. But that result definitely didn't help. West Ham at one point were 2-0 up against Bournemouth. Bournemouth have clawed it back to 2-2. Wolves, they're cooked. They're gone. It's all good with them. Brentford were 1-0 up and did have a chance to equalise at 2-2 with a penalty. That will hurt my FPL because I've got Thiago in there. Sunderland losing, but people, what it means for the results. Fulham winning as well. Fulham beating Sunderland isn't great for us either. But we are now in the bottom three. So with that now, Fulham move up to 14th. They were another team you were hoping that you could keep in the mix, but you know that's a really good win for them. Newcastle, I've highly doubt they're going to drop into the bottom three regardless. You know, there's just too much quality there. And Forest with that win, not only did they get the win, they've, you know, helped their goal difference as well, which is another point, isn't it? So now we're in the bottom three. Now we're going to be fighting from underneath. We've had the whole thing before. Farker can't really say now about not dropping in the bottom three, because it has happened now. There's a job to do against Villa tomorrow. We used to laugh at Daesh, maybe his level's better than Farke. Well, let me just say this. It's not me laughing. I hope you're talking to the chat, because when I did bring up Sean Dyche a few months ago, let me just make it clear as well, because of the team that we have, the way it's built, the way it's meat and potatoes, I said he's probably the best man to get something out of this team. But yeah, with the squad we had, obviously, if we sign ballers, I wouldn't be suggesting Sean Dyche, but for what we have, he could have been the best option. Yeah, what are people saying here? Okay, if I don't understand your comment, I'm just going to move on. I'll try and bring you into the chat as much as possible, but yeah, you got to make it sense, unless you guys are speaking between yourselves, which is cool as well. Still point per game, right? Stuff that some of us have been saying, that we need points on the board rather than DCL hold up play and possession stats. In Farke, they trust deflated KG. Yeah. Look, the run that we had, it was a softer schedule compared to what we've got coming up, especially, and we missed out points. I mean, Farke alluded to that in the presser, but I don't think it really dawns on people just how valuable those points that we dropped were, because those losing at Burnley was not helpful. Last minute, not taking anything at Fulham, dropping too deep against Bournemouth, at home, which was a winnable game at that time. Going into games against Brighton, who were out of sorts, and giving them a 3-0 win. Forest, not even laying the glove on them. It's all, culminating into us dropping into the bottom three at this stage. But can we do anything against Villa? That's the question. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. GTC. Farke, after tomorrow's match, we haven't fallen into the bottom two. That's tremendous. That's tremendous. Mr. P saying here, I've seen teams like Forest and West Ham playing like a team with clear instructions from the manager. I just can't see that from Farke. Let's hope things change for us. Yeah, there was something as well that I missed in yesterday's video, and I'll give you a reason why. It's because I recorded it twice. Something happened with StreamYard, and I had to re-record everything. But one of the things that he mentioned in the presser was about being brave. And if you recall a few weeks ago, before the international break, Farke didn't think we needed to be more brave, but Joe Rodon did. Joe Rodon was the one that said, no, we need to be a bit more brave and get the ball up to the attackers. Farke disagreed at that time. In this presser before the Villa game, he has said that we do need to be more brave and things like that. The thing that is contradictory is that when we did have a brave half, like the one against West Ham, he said he didn't like it because it was too wild. And if you've noticed, since that first half against West Ham, and it includes the second half against West Ham, we have not played like that since. The players have not been playing with that kind of freedom. Then you also go to the Brighton game, where everybody was bad. Every single player was poor. The one shining light that we did have, though, was Noah Okafor in that game. He looked like if anything was going to happen, it was through him. But who was the one player that got criticized, not only by Tony DeRigo, but Danny Farke too? It was Noah Okafor. So you're talking about being brave. But these players know they don't have the license to do that. Well, some of them don't. Some of them can keep losing the ball over and over again, and they'll get picked again. Other players don't have that luxury, and they're aware of that too. So it's very, for me, it was very hypocritical of him saying that these players need to be more brave when we've actually looked braver, we've been better. But we will see, man. We will see. Noel saying here, conceding goals is what we'll be doing. Gordon saying here, hi, KJ, big day tomorrow. Yeah, it's, you know what? Apart from our game, it's a decent day tomorrow, isn't it? You got the Steel City Derby. You got Liam Cooper versus Patrick Bamford. I know a lot of you will be enjoying that one. Spoiler though, that Liam Cooper versus Patrick Bamford should have happened 3 years ago, but I won't say anything more. One of those. But and then also we got the North London Derby. So for me, I'm going to be eating good regardless of what happens with us tomorrow. David here saying Farke's football is pure dire at times. But if we're allowed to express ourselves, we do okay to a certain point. And I'll bring up Villa's team in just a moment. But obviously, when you're on top against West Ham in the way that we were in that first half, we could have easily been 3 or 4 up if we continued in that vein. And like some people say, I mean, it's all, hypothetical. But if the game had gone on 5 minutes more, maybe we don't win that game with the way that it was going. So, yeah. The football isn't great, but I've said that through the championship as well. I think we could have done way better, but yeah. Mr. P saying here, I feel that there is a rift between Farker and Nanto. Either that or he's resisting playing him so as not to appear to be buckling to fan pressure. Well, we'll see tomorrow, won't we? If Nanto's even in the squad, because if he's not in the squad, it means Harrison stays on the bench. And I'm not forgetting that horror show what Harrison put on. But again, not completely Harrison's fault. He should not be playing left back. Simple as that. He shouldn't be on the pitch at left back. He shouldn't be on the pitch. But that's on Danny Farker for putting him there, and he got absolutely cooked, against Forest, wasn't it? Didn't he? Let's have a look. Aston Villa squad, if everyone is fit, who drops out of the match day squad? No excuses. Well, all right, so let's get into the thing is with these lineups, people. I don't think we're going to see either of them, and I don't even know if they're right at this point. I got to be honest, I don't know if it's even correct, but I'm just going with what we've got because I will be real with you as well. I haven't got Brendan Aronson in either lineup, but there's an argument that he shouldn't be dropped because if there's somebody to be dropped, he's been one of our better players. He did get an assist in the last game. The general play overall wasn't great, but he was doing something. So it's kind of harsh on Brendan to drop him out of the squad. But I'm thinking it's Aston Villa. I think we need a bit more on the ball technique in this game to even try and get near to matching them. And you'll see what I mean when I bring up their table, up their squad. But this is one of the lineups I've got. Back four, Perry, and I've got Stack and Ampadu as defensive midfielders who, one can push up when we're in possession. Okafor and Dan James to start, just to, give us something different on the right-hand side. And also Dan James, had a decent game for Wales, but overall in the Premier League, it can't be forgotten. He was very, very poor in the games he started. He needs to get up and running, and this could be a good game for him to start. And then I've got two up front. I've got Peru and the last goal scorer, Mecha. Give Mecha someone to partner with up front. I think we need to go two up front anyway with the team that we have. I don't think we're good enough to play with one up front. Give them a strike partner and see what we can do. That's one of the lineups I've got. Second one is the more 3-5-2, and I've got Strout back in there with Bjorn Roden, Perry in goal, obviously. The five, the wing backs would be our outlets to push up, so that would be Goodmanson and Bogle. I've got Tanaka, Ampadu, and Stack. There's an argument you could take out Ampadu, but I'm thinking with Aston Villa, just for their runners like Rodgers and other people like that, keep him in there to just sit there and let Tanaka and Stack be the more technical players. And then same again, Peru and Metra up front. That's what I've got. But again, I know we're not playing two up front, so it's pointless me putting those out. I get it. But I'm just saying, when you look at what Aston Villa have got, people, this is going to be a long day, man. It's going to be so long. This is the team that beat Bournemouth 4-0. This was the Villa's team. Conser, we know, is a rock at the back. Torres, who's a good ball playing centre back. And this is why I feel we need two up front. We cannot ask whoever it is, whether it be DCL, Mecha, Peru, Harry Gray, we cannot ask just one of them to go up against these two centre backs. That can't happen. We need something more up front. It sounds I don't know what you're on about this, Stephen. Talk sense, man. And then obviously in midfield for them, Kamara, who is a free transfer, which is, people forget what a defensive midfielder he is. He's in there. Anana, who's good for a goal. We need to track him as a runner as well. McGinn, who's just a workhorse in there, but he's quality on the ball as well. He hasn't lost that. Morgan Rogers is going to be someone we're going to have to be looking out for. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing this. Buendia, who crazy, it's funny now. Buendia has actually been doing well for Aston Villa this season. Who knew? And then obviously Ollie Watkins, he's not been on fire this season, but we know that we're that kind of team where Ollie Watkins can pop up and get 2 goals. But it's not just their starting lineup, people; it's their subs as well. Look at what they have on the bench. Look at this. Things that change games. Look at their subs, people. Tielemans. Marlon, who's a quick guy, Gesson, who's fitting in, Matson at left back, Marco Bizot. I just wanted to say it. He's not going to feature, but they have got quality players, people. So you know what? Maybe it doesn't matter how we line up, man. I don't know, but I just want to give us the better chance, the best chance. Jackie is saying, I'm a big Morgan Rogers fan. I can see him scoring tomorrow. Yeah, he's a good player, man. And he's warming up, isn't he? He started off the season slow, but he's picking up where he left off. And, you know, there's even talk of him. I don't know what's going on internationally. I don't care. But there's even talk of him possibly starting in the World Cup. That's how good he's been. But it just shows you, man. It just shows you what we're going to be up against. And can Elland Road carry that? I don't know. Can the quality of this team carry it? Can the setup carry it? Farker said a lot of things about being brave, starting on the pressing from the front foot. We'll see if that applies tomorrow. We will see, because we haven't been doing that in the last 2 games. One of the journals actually made a good, you know, give a good question. They said something like, it looks like we're waiting to lose. And I couldn't, you know, agree more. It does feel like that's how it's been over the last couple of days. Sam here saying here, I don't see us picking up any points before Christmas. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. It's not pretty, is it? But if people are going to say that there's going to be one game out of the next few that we possibly could sneak a win in, it's probably this one, which I still find crazy, because Aston Villa are still Aston Villa. Unai Emery is their manager, and they've literally just come off their last result being 4-0 against Bournemouth. But I understand the point. I understand the point. Oipa here saying here, we know Farke won't play 2 up front or do anything different. He's tactically inept, but fingers crossed we get a win. Well, look, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Again, we've got. Well, I'm just going to be honest with you as always, and with everything. When I think my team's going to lose, I hope that they prove me wrong. That would be the best thing. But I just. In every scenario I've pictured, I can't see us winning this match tomorrow. I just can't see it. I don't know how we do it. I don't know how we get a lead against Aston Villa, keep it, and just keep them at bay with all the quality they have. The score I've got in my head, people, and it's an ugly one, is 3-0 to Aston Villa. So I hope I'm wrong. And by the way, just another thing as well, because I know there's a couple of you that saying, I want us to lose because that will mean Farke will get sacked. I'm not there. I can never want my team to lose. I just, for some reason, no matter what it is, I just can't do it. Even though I know if we win tomorrow, even though a lot of the Farke fans have been very quiet in my comments lately, I know they'll be flooding them to say, now what you saying now? I don't care. I'll take that medicine, but I can't want us to actively lose. So, and also on the second point, even if we do lose, to think that you think the 49ers are going to sack Farke just because of that, I don't see it happening. Daniel Farke looks very secure. He's either very secure or just very relaxed either way, because he knows he's going to get a payoff if he gets sacked. But he doesn't look like he's going anywhere. So if you think that by losing the game tomorrow, it means it's going to be the end of Daniel Farke, it's nice wishful thinking, but I don't see that happening. Okay. Yeah, Barry saying Farke's not getting sacked. Yeah, I know. So yeah, Hyru going 2-1 Villa. Another one saying Farke is not going anywhere. I don't think so either. And let me just say, he should be. You know, if he loses tomorrow, he should be. But we've seen this club, the way it's been run, especially since we've been promoted. It's amateur hour at this football club. He won't be going anywhere. Chris, I know this is Chris Kingy. We will get a result tomorrow just to keep the nightmare running. Farke is going nowhere, no matter what happens, though. Okay. Leeds saying here 2-0 Villa, their easiest win so far this season, and the usual incompetence from our manager. They're not ruthless. No, 3-0 Villa also. Have I missed any other scores? Let me just scroll up. So I was chatting for a little bit. Yeah, we're not beating Villa unless there's some exceptional performance. Yeah, has anybody else got any score predictions? Either way, anyway, put them in the comments after the video's done as well. David saying here, win tomorrow and we're back out of it. We can do it. There we go. This is another thing that always comes up. Mr. Pico and 4-0 Villa. Lord have mercy. They're keeping Farke for the championship. This is again the whole thing about with fans talking about certain players and even Daniel Farke. Just because if we were to get relegated, who's to say Daniel Farke wants to do it again? Who's to say that he come the end of the season that Daniel Farke will say, you know what, let's go again. Maybe he just resigns after. You know, you don't know if Daniel Farke would stay. And by the way, I've made my stance clear anyway. I just want, a new manager in now. I'm tired of the same things over and over again in terms of just knowing what the team's going to be at most of the time. I would say 99% of the time. And also just the Daniel Farke style of player. I don't enjoy the kind of players we've been recruiting. So for me anyway, regardless of his record at championship level, I would want somebody new. Michelle saying here, Leeds United 4, Aston Villa 1. Yeah, Michelle's one of those that, it's just all Leeds all the way. I get it. However you cope, it's okay. Will 3-1 Leeds. Okay. Tim going 2-1 Villa. Somebody going 3-0 Villa, because I'm sure your name's not One Ball, right? I don't know. And Chris King going 3-1 Leeds. Let's go. Let's go. And John going 5-0 Villa. Ripper saying here, we are where we should be, gets my goat. Yeah. I mean, there was two things that he was avoiding in yesterday's press conference. One was being emotional. He changed the word to passionate until a journalist said emotional, and then he just kind of latched onto it. And also about newly promoted side, I think he's been briefed by the people around him, because I know a couple of the people that will speak to Daniel Farke, who work in like the PR teams and everything else like that, that will definitely know what fans are sick and tired of hearing, and they'll pass it on and say, can you try and avoid saying this kind of thing? And I would be pretty much, I haven't asked the person, I won't do that, but I would guarantee that's what's happened. Guarantee it, especially when it comes to newly promoted side, especially when you see what Sunderland have done. But yeah, so people going 3-0 Villa. Okay, let's just get into the poll. Yeah. Callum Wilson on 4 goals and DCL has 1. Yeah, we'll see if DCL even plays tomorrow, because if he does play, that means you're dropping Metro, who, for my money, I still don't rate him. But when you see what he did for the goal against Forest, that's more than what DCL has done so far, even with his header against Wolves. That's what we got to give DCL more of, balls in the air. I'll say it again for that. But when you're talking about movement and skill on the ball, he did more in that one sequence than DCL's done so far overall for me. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow in that sense. We will see. Oh man, yeah, I'm tired of you, mate. You're gone. Okay, yeah, Martin going 1-1. Yeah, let's just close the poll. And look, the video is up for the match reaction for tomorrow, so join me after the game and we'll speak about whatever happens, win, lose, or draw. Okay, so prediction: Leeds United win 16%, draw 19%, Aston Villa win 64%. Fair enough. KG, please take the job if Farke gets ousted. I don't know what I could do with these players. I'm gonna do it Iriola. Yeah, I don't want these players. I don't like where you are. I'm not taking the job. No, I'm joking. Fantastic is saying here, if we pass the ball backwards and sideways, it's already game over. Yeah, you know what? And Farke as well, give him a little bit of credit here. He did mention the possession trophy again in the press conference. He did say it, but he did follow up and say, but the possession that we had was in between the defensive midfield. Again, I've got to imagine people, unless he's watching it directly, the people around him at the football club are taking up other people's points, whether it be through content creators or maybe just general fans talking online and saying what people are saying in terms of when he mentions the possession and going, oh, for God's sake, quit mentioning it. Because even Farke said, but it needs to be in areas that can hurt the opposition. So if he's learning, great. But I have a feeling that he's being fed this by a couple of people around him. But yeah, we'll see. He's a subscriber here. I don't think so. But yeah, listen, people, that is it for the match preview. Like I say, put your lineup predictions or what you want to see in the lineup for tomorrow's game in the comments as well as your score predictions. Okay, so put that. Who plays the worst ball, Farke or Southgate? Nah, it's got to be Southgate, right? It's got to be Southgate, because he has the option of choosing players that are way above what he's able to pick, and he still put out teams that stink up the joint. I'd probably say Southgate, but you know what, Chris? You're saying this. If Farke was to leave, who's to say Southgate wouldn't be next? Who knows? But yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Southgate is worse for me, but that's just my opinion anyway. But look, people, we'll see you tomorrow after the game. Like I say, please prove me wrong, Leeds United. Prove me wrong, Daniel Farke. Let's get a win. Let's get back out the bottom 3 and see what we can do from there, because the game's getting no easier after Aston Villa. Guys, like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.